The House passed a funding package that ended the partial government shutdown that's been in effect since Saturday morning. The bill funds several departments for a full year, but the DHS only gets a couple of weeks of funding as Democrats want to hammer out reforms amid the administration's immigration crackdown. The funding bill now heads to the president's desk for a signature to formally end the shutdown. CBS News congressional correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns is following this from Capitol Hill. So, Caitlin, the bill now goes to the president's desk. Do we expect him to sign it?
Yes, we do, Lindsay, because he had been urging Republicans to support this package, even though it essentially opened up a bigger debate on funding for the Department of Homeland Security. But he very much wanted to avoid a government shutdown. The consequences of the last one last year, the longest in American history at 43 days, looming large over all of this. So he is expected to sign it. We don't know exactly when, but this will be signed into law. Government shutdown averted. But, Lindsay, the big issue now is over funding for the Department of Homeland Security. And the one big beautiful bill, so-called, that passed Congress and signed into law by the president last year, that included increased funding for ICE, increased funding for DHS. So a big part of that department is already funded. But Democrats want to institute guardrails, particularly when it comes to ICE agents. They want to see they want to see them wear body cameras, take off their face coverings, and roving patrols, and tighten the rules around warrants. Some of those things do have some bipartisan support. You saw Kristi Noem, DHS Secretary, say that they will implement those body cameras once funding is released for them. But other items are going to be a tougher road ahead. House Speaker Mike Johnson told us just earlier today that they do not support the tightening of those warrants. So a lot to get through here, because Democrats say they won't support long-term funding for that department unless there are these guardrails put in place. Republicans are going to have things of their own that they want in exchange for that. So kind of a bitter battle ahead over the next 10 days or so, as another deadline is before us, just about 2 weeks before funding for the Department of Homeland Security runs out. So we'll stay tuned for that fight. One battle so far complete today.
And Bill and Hillary Clinton have agreed to testify in the House Oversight Committee's investigation into Jeffrey Epstein rather than face this contempt of Congress charge vote. What can we expect from that?
Yeah, this is huge news, Lindsay, because they had fought this, the Clintons, tooth and nail, arguing that it didn't serve a legislative cause to appear before this committee in person, and instead they had submitted everything in writing, but they had been subpoenaed to testify. They did not come forward to the committee. The committee voted to, in a bipartisan way, I should say, 9 Democrats crossed the aisle and supported this measure to hold the former president in contempt of Congress. That was making its way through. It passed the Rules Committee yesterday. It was set up for a floor vote tomorrow, and that could have had real consequences, because the DOJ then would decide their fate in terms of jail time and fines and the like. So now they are saying that they will appear to testify February 26th and 27th. Mark those on your calendars, because this is going to be a big deal. We really never see this kind of situation where a former president comes before Congress. But, Lindsay, this will be held behind closed doors. It will be taped, but it won't be a public hearing. And the Clintons now have said through their spokespeople that they want this to be in the public, that they invite hundreds of cameras to see this. So we'll see where those negotiations take place. But that will indeed be a big week on Capitol Hill at the end of February.
All right, Caitlin, thank you.